The Marriage Podcast, the Marriage Reset Podcast, Episode 3, Emotional Safety, the Missing Foundation in Most Marriages. Welcome back to the Marriage Reset Podcast. I'm Fanny Curzon, your host. In the first episode, we talked about when a marriage needs a reset. In the second episode, we explore why couples stay stuck in repeating conflict cycles. Today, we're going even deeper because this is the foundation beneath everything else. We're talking about emotional safety. Most couples don't come into therapy saying, our emotional safety is low. They say, we can't talk without fighting. I shut down because it's not worth it. I don't feel heard anymore. All of those point to the same issue. Because without emotional safety, communication skills don't work. Conflict resolution strategies don't stick. And love alone is not enough to hold a marriage together. Before we begin, a quick reminder, this podcast is for educational and relational insight, not a substitute for therapy or individualized mental health care. I'll be sharing clinical perspectives and examples. Please take care of yourself as you listen. Now let's slow down this for a little bit. What emotional safety really means. Emotional safety is the belief that I can be honest without being attacked. I can express hurt without being dismissed. I can have needs without being shamed. I can disagree without losing the relationship. It does not mean you never hurt or get hurt. You never argue or you always feel understood. Safety is in the absence of conflict. It's the presence of trust during conflict. And there is something important. Most couples don't lose emotional safety all at once. They lose it gradually through small moments that go unseen. So how does emotional safety actually break down? Let's talk about the quiet ways it erodes. How does emotional safety erode over time? 1, repeated dismissal. One partner shares something vulnerable, the other minimizes it. You're too sensitive. It's not that big of a deal. You're overreacting. Each time this happens, a small message is sent. Your inner world isn't welcome here. 2, defensiveness replaces curiosity. Instead of asking, help me understand, partners jump to, that's not what I meant. You always do this. You're blaming me. Defensiveness protects, but it also disconnects. 3, unrepaired ruptures. All couples hurt each other. We're human. The difference between safe and unsafe marriages is repair or lack of repair. When hurt is ignored or rushed past, trust erodes. 4, emotional punishment. Silence, withdrawal, sarcasm, withholding affection. These aren't always intentional, but they teach partners it's unsafe to speak. Let me show you what this looks like in real life, because emotional safety doesn't disappear in dramatic moments. It disappears in ordinary ones. So here's an example, a real life example. The shutdown partner, a husband, stops sharing stress from work. He stops. Not because he doesn't feel it, but because every time he does, he hears something or some solution instead of empathy. So he learns it's easier to stay quiet. Silence becomes safety. Distance becomes protection. Here's an example too. The guarded partner, A wife stops expressing disappointment, not because she doesn't care, but because it turns into an argument or defensiveness. So she tells herself, I'll just handle it myself. Independence replaces intimacy. Example 3, the high conflict couple. Arguments escalate quickly, both partners talk over each other, no one feels heard. Underneath the anger is fear. If I don't fight to be seen, I won't be. Now let's pause again and step into the therapist's chair, because this is where emotional safety becomes visible. So from a therapist's chair, here's what I see. When I assess emotional safety, I'm not listening to what couples say. I'm watching how they respond to vulnerability, how they repair missteps, how they quickly get defensive, or whether empathy is possible under stress. I pay close attention to eye contact, body posture, tone shifts, micro reactions, and I often say something like this. The issue here isn't disagreement. It's that neither of you feels emotionally safe enough to stay open. This is where couples often soften, because safety isn't about winning, it's about staying connected. So if emotional safety is the foundation, how do couples rebuild it once it's been damaged? Great question. This is where reset work becomes transformational. How a marriage reset rebuilds safety. A reset rebuilds safety by 1, slowing everything down. Speed kills safety. 2, naming patterns without blame. This is what happens to us. 3, creating structure for repair apologies. Acknowledgement, validation, relearning how to listen, not to respond, but to understand. Safety returns when partners feel seen, not fixed. If today's episode stirred something in you, if you realize how careful you've become or how guarded your relationship feels, I want you to hear this clearly. Emotional safety can be rebuilt, but it rarely happens accidentally. I offer a marriage reset intensive for couples who feel stuck in cycles of conflict, distance, or emotional shutdown and want to rebuild safety and connection with clarity and support. You can find more information through the link in the show notes. In our next episode, we'll talk about resentment, how it builds, why it lingers, and how it quietly erodes even strong marriages. Because love doesn't disappear overnight. It fades when safety is lost and never repaired. Thanks for being here. And remember, safety is not softness, it's strength.